Well, Mr. Vacations is once again still on vacation, so it's tough. Someone's got to tough it out. Someone has to be on the pod, but don't worry, it is I. And I do have playing a little musical chairs day with a special guest from one of our other PHNX shows. Don't go anywhere. We'll find out in 30 who it is. Welcome in, everyone, to the PHNX Rising podcast. It is Spirit. We are here. It's going to be a great day. And, you know, we're lone wolfing it right now on the pod. It's okay. Owain is Mr. Vacations. But, of course, I am the man himself. I am Max Simpson. Again, I'm not joined by anyone, no one else, because Owain is on the pod. That whole thing about wait, whoa, oh, no, whoa, hey, Mirror, how's it going? Dude, you got a game to be watching. The D-backs are playing right now.
But it's musical chairs day, Max. I'm here to help you co-host.
Oh, right on.
But most importantly, Max, I'm here to tell people about what you've been doing with my mug here at the office. Well,
you mean my mug because I won our PHNX Fantasy Football League Championship last year.
It's funny how cute and petty he is because, yes, while I will acknowledge him that he did in fact win our
two-time champions. Come on, you Spurs.
Fantasy Football League. This is not Max's mug. For this mug specifically says my name on it, Derek Montilla, along with my fantasy football team from 2023, Austin 316. Austin Eckler, he was a worthless piece of garbage that season. But 2023 champion. Yeah. Thus signifying who specifically this cup belongs to.
Could be anyone.
And what season this cup is honor of. Now, Max makes this childish, feeble argument in regards to why he keeps taking my mug and drinking tea out of it. And I am here today specifically to put him on blast for that. Not only is it my mug, but he's drinking tea out of it. And I hate tea, Max. There are a few things you could drink out of this mug that I would hate more than tea.
I don't.
You maybe.
I don't see why you're working up such a fuss because it's my mug, so who cares what I drink out of it? I'm confused. David can back me up here. He can be a musical guest
that
too.
All of his merch ended up in a different country apparently because his championship was very insignificant. Very insignificant championship, but
Uganda thinks Max is the GOAT at fantasy football. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Albert's saying it's the crossover I never knew I needed. I mean, listen, we can let bygones be bygones. We can talk. We can talk. I'm trying to think. Real wrestling.
This is a Phoenix Rising podcast.
This is a Phoenix Rising podcast.
I guess.
What do you want to talk about? Phoenix Rising. What you got? What you got?
Where's Jearl Margaritha?
Well, he's about to do a little Gold Cup action.
No, we need him back here.
We need him
back.
This
team has not won a lot of games.
This man knows ball.
We need him back. Well, no, I don't really know ball, and I would love for you to kind of fill me in here.
Yeah.
What's been going on this season?
Well,
things have fallen apart for this team since we were having a lot of fun running around this office celebrating a championship at one point.
That was back in 2023, but they're actually having quite a good season so far this year. Yes. After
things can go downhill after
yes, they can. You know that better than anyone. No players that we know of have gone through Tommy John surgery. Sorry, that's a little too soon.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Boo.
I'm just
Boo this
saying.
Man. I'm out.
Go man, Pat Max will get a full show of co-host with all of his personalities. Yeah,
it could be.
That's fair.
It could be.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, fill me in. What's been going on?
What's been going on with Phoenix Rising? Yeah, they had a pretty slow start, very young.
It looked like they took a long time to get a win.
They did. It took a long run, almost historically long, right?
Really?
It took a while for them to get a win under this new head coach. New regime kind of changed. They brought in a lot of younger, less experienced players to the USL Championship, but they've been reeling, man. They have been the hottest team in the USL Championship over the last 2 months.
Let's go. Well, I mean, what's the overall outlook here? I mean, is this something that's just a temporary thing, or do they have a shot at getting back there, getting in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and getting them back to the championship?
Yeah, Owen and I, again, Owen, Mr. Vacations, who has not been on the pod in seemingly months at this point. We both were very much saying this is going to be a slow start to the season. You're hoping the outlook, right? Knowing how the USL Championship is set up, playoffs are the absolute minimum. They barely snuck in last year. The goal of this club has always been to host a playoff match, which means top four. It's been tough for them to sniff it. It just hasn't been something that they've really been able to even threaten over the last couple of years. If you would have told me right now where they're at on the table, that they are, consistently have been within that mix, at least over the last couple of weeks, just outside of it, you would have told me that, I'd be pretty darn impressed. So the outlook is good. If they're able to keep stringing things along, this club could be hosting a playoff match come playoff time.
The level of competition that they play, does it make it easy to kind of obviously rebuild without having a long rebuilding period of time? Like, you can kind of get some young guys that play good ball and turn things around easily. It's
totally fun. I mean, especially given how, there is a new coach at the helm, and the fact that, especially within USL Championship, these contracts, right? Very seldom, maybe the most, you're going to get a 2-year contract, maybe a 3-year contract. Yeah. It always depends. There's definitely stuff behind the scenes of how people are negotiating, everything like that. But they had about 7 players returning from last year, or at least ones that are within any somewhat of a prominent role. And it is, so much turnover. And that's why we thought that this team was going to take so much longer to even get to this point now.
Sure. But it's young guys, right? Like, you never know how they're going to play at a level like this, right?
Yeah, dude, they're young, they're exciting. They're playing a very fluid attacking brand of football. It's fun. It's honestly going to matches. Some of these times last season, you're thinking, ooh, you don't know what you're going to get. Even there's some games that are entertaining, some games that aren't. This club, for all the stuff that is a bit chaotic, about creating chaos, right? Watching the D-backs. This, honestly, it may not be a crazy thing to say that Rising at times could be the USL Championship equivalent of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't think that's a hot take.
Just a young group of guys.
Just a young group of guys. Fast. When they're hot, they're hot. But my word, it is chaos sometimes. They're going to be. They haven't really seldom been blown out or anything, but they're going to be. They're winning matches. They are kind of going all over the place, and it is end-to-end affair. It's really entertaining. You just hope that you're coming out on the right side of victory. Sometimes like the D-backs this season.
Well, I know you guys are going to get deeper in the weeds when Mr. Vacations, Owen himself, returns, which, by the way...
Well, wait, he's coming back at some point, not today.
You also have been on a lot of vacations.
That's not true.
That's
I don't
at least from my memory. But what do I know? What do I know?
What do you know?
The next home game is on July 4th. And I'm going to allow you to continue to get pelt with darts here as we discuss this. But... Good day to come out. We have our PHNX Diamondbacks pool party takeover
the day before
on July 3rd.
Yes.
Then we can all go out. It's July 4th. We're going to have fireworks. We're going to have military appreciation night.
They're going to have the whole shebang. Well, I mean, here's the crazy thing is that not a dream weekend? You're talking about going to our PHNX D-backs takeover, right?
Pool party
takeover. Again, also apparently they're saying it's Shane's birthday. Who cares about that?
No,
really not as important. That's redacted.
Do not bring Shane gifts. Do not bring him cards. I swear to God, do not bring a single
honestly, bring him hate mail. Bring him hate mail to the PHNX Diamondbacks takeover. But you got that, and then day afterwards, watch a little Phoenix Rising, July 4th action. It's going to be a fun time. I don't know where these keep coming from. That's crazy.
Wild.
I know. What a show. You never know what you're going to get.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. When's the next dollar beer night? That's my biggest question.
Ooh, dollar beer night. Got a little time for that.
For that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to be the first man I call.
Please make sure I do not miss dollar beer
I know.
night.
I mean, Damon Dog, already know he's getting in on it.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be the
I heard Max is buying beers. I heard
Max
is buying beers.
We can buying beers.
Let me update the topic bar. I think we're talking about Max buying beers now, right?
I don't think that's happening. Okay.
James in the chat says, "Don't think there is fireworks." Well, then you will not have me there.
No. The fire.
I need fireworks.
Oh, fireworks on the pitch. Oh, I thought we were talking about fireworks
on
the pitch.
There is fireworks on the pitch, and I know that.
Yeah.
What is it? The Banditos.
The Banditos.
Is it the Banditos?
The Banditos.
Also, great wrestler. Speaking of crossover,
I see what you did there.
Right, you see what I did there. They bring the fireworks for sure, but I know it's a great time watching Phoenix Rising. So I guess the one thing I kind of lost track of is their stadium situation.
Oh yes.
What's is there any changes to that? Is it still kind of the same spot?
Pretty much in the middle of their lease, and they had the option to add on different couple more years, so they're pretty much holding where they're at right now.
Thoughts on that current pitch?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Well, I would say this. We have seen, especially been following Phoenix Rising for years. You've seen them play, honestly, all over the valley. You've seen them in Peoria Sports Complex. You've seen them down, kind of within the Wild Horse Pass area, right? You've seen them all over the place. You're never going to recreate the exact same magic as they were when they were off the 202.
Yes.
That was genuinely electric. The environment, everything was amazing. But I will say, I like what they have, at least in terms of it's a solid central location, very accessible within public transit. They just got to get more butts and seats, right? I know they're trying to. There's multiple different ways, and I know we've kind of talked about how do you approach season ticket holders versus single game walk-ups. There's a lot of different things that I think they're doing this year that kind of been bucking the trend that they have within the last recent years, but. We'll see, man. Like opening night here, it was amazing. 12,000 plus people packing the stadium, and it has not reached that level again. So,
speaking as a baseball guy, I can suggest looking to the minor leagues for promotion ideas. Go crazy with it.
Yeah,
get yourself some Star Wars jerseys. Get yourself crazy giveaways.
I think Owen will listen to this and he'll hate what you're saying right now.
Sure he will.
He hates this.
I'm sure he will, but minor league baseball, it is the circus of all sports world. So you might as well do whatever you can.
Well, here's a nice thing. People know on their spot, I reference Reno 1868 FC from time to time, but also the other end of that was, of course, working in the minor leagues for the Reno Aces, the AAA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I very much can attest to that.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
I thank you for your time.
Wait, we'll just get a shot of me. Wait, whoa, who is this guy? Whoa, what is this, man? Whoa, what is it? Whoa, what is it?
Starting without me, man.
Whoa, oh my gosh, he's here? He's back from vacation?
Your seat warm.
Aw, that was sweet. Thanks, man.
I know.
That's a lot.
We all do. It's okay. It's okay. Hello.
Keep this cup out of your
It doesn't even have your name on it.
It literally has. Look at this. It has my name on it.
It's too blurry. They can't.
It's on there, though, I promise.
Thomas correct in the chat, by the way. Reno's dead, Max. Move on.
Whoa. I've moved on.
Reno is
it
dead.
Not the past? It's not the past. It's a footnote in the history of Max David Simpson. Well, Mr. Owen Evans, this is a surprise. We did not expect to see you. Mr. Vacations,
I was here the whole time.
I had no idea. I thought you were gallivanting around and doing Wales away trips.
I was, but that was a separate thing.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you're finally back. How the heck are you?
Tired.
Yeah? When did you get back in?
Sunday.
Sunday. Interesting. Okay. Well, anything you got to say to the people? We got a lot to talk about today.
I'm sorry I left you with this, man. I'm really sorry. I from the bottom of my heart, I shouldn't have left you with Max.
This is honestly on my fault for asking. Well,
I mean, am I wrong? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. We love you. We promise next time we will do better. You won't be left with just Max. Also, Damon in there. I like how PTO Max is giving.
All right. Well,
there we go. I hope everyone knows that Max is being crowned in the chat as PTO Max.
That won't stick. No,
I know, because you missed the vacations.
No, you're the Mr. Vacation.
No,
okay, can we agree that Reese is Mr. Vacation?
Reese is currently on vacation.
Reese is currently the reigning Mr. Vacation.
I'm told Reese is having a very fun time on the continent.
Oh yeah, he is. I bet he is. Well, we will get into more of Owen's trip, and
probably drowning the sorrows of England crashing out in the first knockout round of the World Cup of Darts.
We do love that. We do love that.
We do love that.
Yes, Ben in the chat. Come on, you Spurs. Love it, Ben. We absolutely love it. Make sure to leave a like on your way in here. We are going to get into more Owen's trip down later in the show, more, and actually talking some Phoenix Rising action. But we're going to go a little bit of a break. Don't go anywhere. Catch you on the other side. All right, so we're always talking about, right, who's taking vacations next, There is actually a way to settle this of how can we actually wager who is going to be deemed the Mr. Vacations of
you?
Not just PHNX Rising, but of all of PHNX.
You're being called PTO Max.
And how can we do that? It is, of course, with our friends over at Vimy. Vimy can absolutely help decide all of the wagers. It is the first of its kind person-to-person betting app. There's finally a way where you can bet with anyone, anything, anytime. Proud partner of PHNX, and we're launching in a brand new way. You can honestly make it so easy to bet on, hey, who is the more Mr. Vacations out of the two of us? Who has taken more cumulative vacations over, whether it's, number of vacations or the total number of vacation days. Any different way you want to chart it, Vimy can help decide.
All you know is that whatever way Max bets is the wrong way.
Oh man. Well, listen, with Vimy, I can actually, do a pretty good job of, getting to bets that are helpful for me. So, right, hey, Vimy, am I going to, shoot and make that golden boot winner as I always do? Yeah, absolutely. You can win some. You can make some money with Vimy. Bet on anything from sports, video games, fantasy matchups, golf games, poker nights, push-up contests, anything like that. It's so darn easy to do. I can Vimy Kevin. Hey, Kevin, who's going to win that wrestling match that we're watching? And we can Vimy that. It's that easy to do. Super easy. Friend to friend. All you got to do, download the Vimy app today. Use code PHNX. Again, the Vimy app today to download PHNX. Available on the App Store and Google Play. Vimy, anyone, anything, and anytime. Also, while you're doing a little Vimy, make sure you look good doing it. Shout out our friends over at Shady Rays. Shady Rays, it's summertime. Owen, you were saying when you got off the plane, when the pilot was announcing, hey, we're going to be heading to Phoenix and it's going to be a 45 degrees Celsius, was it not?
Yeah.
That's pretty hot, right?
Grim.
That's not great.
Grim.
That's not great. It's also, when it's that hot, it's going to be that darn sunny. Make sure you get your pair of Shady Rays and get a little discount while you're doing it. Again, get 35% off your polarized sunglasses. Again, with the code PHNX. Go to shadyrays.com, promo code PHNX. 35% off your polarized sunglasses and shades. Try a pair today. It has been rated 5 stars or better by over 300,000 people. That's 300,000 people who have not stacked up to my golden boot accolades. 300,000 of them are rating Shady Rays 5 stars or better. Do it today. So many different styles to choose from. You're styling, you're profiling. Woo! With Shady Rays. You like that one, Kev?
Yeah. You know what I would really love?
Yeah.
You know what I really love, though?
What's
if
that?
people donated. Because we're trying to raise funds, Max.
What are we doing? We're helping them kids.
We're helping them kids.
The big brothers, big sisters. Every donation.
Max, how did you make that sound that bad?
I did, that reads a little
this
tough.
guy sells ads. He doesn't
That's
actually
fair. But make
sell
sure,
the stuff
make
to
sure
people.
you're watching on YouTube. Make sure to donate below, right? All the proceeds do go to our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters, right? It is, again, Spirit Week. We're doing donations throughout the week, and it's a really, really key time, right? Big Brothers Big Sisters, absolutely great initiative. We're doing a lot of work with them. Started kicking things off with NFL Draft, the other kind of football, and we're gonna be doing events all throughout the year. So, this is a great start. Really want to help show cause for someone who's just been showing up in the community, right? Be a big brother and a big sister today. Help donate to the cause. All right. Phoenix Rising had a little matchup this past weekend. FC Tulsa coming in, well, I don't want to say coming in hot, but they were at least high up in the league table. That match finished 1-1. Owen, you're watching back that match. Phoenix Rising, right? Get the early goal. And if you're looking just on how they played, relatively decent start. And they had, I'm not going to say by any means bunkering down at all, but Tulsa, if they were a bit more clinical, this could have been a very different match.
Yeah, it could have been. One thing that came up today with Pa-Modou Kah on this one was the state of the pitch.
Oh, you love Tulsa's pitch. Tell us more.
Tulsa's field. They're playing surface. Oh, what a playing surface.
It's bad when he doesn't even call it a pitch. He calls it a field, which it is a field. It is a field.
The kind of field that cows graze on, to be honest. And even the cows may turn their nose up at that field. It is not good. That is a bad pitch. He's got beef for that pitch. And that does have an impact. Look, did Rising allow Tulsa in a lot of ways to make that uglier? Yeah, they did.
Yes,
they did. They got to be better. You've also got to remember they didn't have a lot of their attacking threat in that game available to them.
Yeah,
the amount of players they had out, they still have some of them out for obvious reasons.
Yes.
It's impactful. It's impactful when that happens. So, yes, it's you consider all those things. A draw on the road with multiple players out due to international duty, not a bad thing. I think that's the main takeaway you really have to take. It could have been a lot worse. You take it, you move on, you look for an improved result the next game.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's actually take a look a little bit further at those by the numbers. My friends over at Dis Financial Credit Union. Here's those number of credit union named by force. This is it's a really, really weird one. So again, match finished 1-1. XG 0.88 for Phoenix Rising, 2.75 for FC Tulsa. Okay. Possession. Hey, hanging in the rafters, Phoenix Rising. They actually won the possession battle 53 to 47%. Here's where the lopsidedness really is encapsulated. 9 shots for Phoenix Rising, 29 for FC Tulsa. However, if you're looking at it from a efficiency and a quality standpoint, 5 of Rising's 9 shots were on goal. 8 of Tulsa's 29 shots were on goal. So you're looking at about half of Rising shots versus for Tulsa, somewhere in the realm of a fourth.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, this is one where it's a, and again, James said it pretty well. Yeah, our goalkeeper Peter did pretty well, 100%.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yes, it's Peter Rakowski. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, Damon Racco for Prez. Listen, it's one of those where stood on his head again, and I think there were definitely some very timely saves that he made, but I think even the high IQ that Rakowski brings is for all of the shot stopping that he has, where he's stretching out. You know, he's making that 30-plus-year-old body able to work and move it in, you know, ways that I'm as a fellow 30-something-year-old, I don't think I can make those saves. I'll hand up.
Max is old. Max is old.
Washed over here, right? Rakowski's making those saves, but it's not just the fact of he's relying solely on athletic ability. It's the fact that he has, especially in this matchup, great positioning to where a lot of these, he's just able to read the ball. It just so happens that FC Tulsa, they're putting it right at him, some of them, but if you are even half a step off of those, this could have been a very, very different matchup and could have gotten ugly for Phoenix Rising.
Oh, yeah, it could have. It really, really could have.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, Bonnie in the chat, happy my score prediction was proven wrong for last week's match. I mean, listen, this is something where a lot of what Rising... Actually, Thomas in the chat, I got Rakowski's having a Rocco season. I love that. A lot of where Phoenix Rising, they have been so dominant over this past month plus, and where they really have kind of shown their stuff. You've seen it a lot in spurts of this matchup, right? It is that high octane offense. They're pushing bodies forward. They're able to get in positions. Like you saw again, and by the numbers, they had some quality chances. It just so happens that, especially in this matchup, we have seen the downside of Phoenix Rising is it really does come back to that midfield. There are times where it's humming and it's going forward. It is fluid. It's attacking. It's front foot. It's beautiful to watch. But there are so many times, especially where, again, we're going to make the case where on Tulsa's goal, and even where, this could have been a 2, 3, 4 goal, afternoon for FC Tulsa. This is where the midfield, not only are they sometimes non-existent, but they're even struggling to link up passes in order to evade pressure. We really saw that pile on, and it ended up costing Phoenix Rising.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, there's one thing we haven't mentioned here. We obviously brought up Rakowski. Sainté on the bench of the team of the week as well. What a week he had. You look at some of the numbers for that one. Won 10 duels out of 13. 2 successful dribbles out of 2 attempted. 4 successful aerial duels out of 4 attempted. He won all 3 tackles that he went in on. He had a very, very good game. But someone else this one really stood out to me here. Who won the most duels on Rising's team in that last game?
Ooh. I don't know. Who?
Colin Smith.
Colin Smith.
And you know how many he won?
I don't know. Tell me.
11 out of how many?
11. I'm going to guess 11.
It was out of 11.
Okay. Wow.
2 in the air as well.
Okay. All right, I see.
Interesting.
I see. I mean, listen, like I feel every single week there are. I think you're starting to see with this club that, again, there's been. You look at over the last month or two, there's been a lot more consistency overall. You're still having some of those pain points. Again, I think the midfield, it's continuing going to be one where they're going to live and die by it. I'm curious, individual players, how and if that's going to help. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. But I do think as you're shifting in personnel, you at least got to try something different, sure. But I think that's also just, it seems like that's the way this team plays. It seemed that they are living and dying by, we're going to be fluid, we're going to be attacking. And no matter who you put in there, it may just be, you're going to have to, give and take with it.
Yeah.
Man, anything else from this match?
I'll leave it to you, mate.
Leave it to me, huh?
Max for the final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Ooh. I mean, listen, this is something where, again, Rising, riding high, coming off a winning streak. The unbeaten streak is still alive, right? A clever thumbnail by whoever thought of it, right? They are still streaking, of course. But what?
Max, you are so happy with yourself for Rising.
What? I'm just clever. Just what I'm saying.
This man pats himself on the back more than anybody I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You literally did it then. You literally patted yourself on the back.
Go on, man. Pat and Sing, a team
Max
MVP
Simpson.
behind Racco. Defense changed when he came. Heck of a long pickup.
I'd agree. I think he's been a real game changer at a time when this team was struggling with depth at the back.
Oh, not just struggling with depth, just for bodies.
Literally bodies.
For bodies.
He has been a consistent player at the back line.
100%. Scroll up a little bit. Take a look at some of the comments that we may have missed. A lot of, by the way, hope everyone liked Derek with a little bit of intrigue. We love that. I don't know. James in the chat, what are the betting odds on Max taking the next vacation? That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, the overall sentiment of the chat, right? It was just a tough match. It's going to be interesting. Oh, actually, scroll up real quick one more time, Kevin. I saw, also Max wearing one of the ugliest. Oh, I heard Spurs and I got really excited. This is a beautiful. Zoom
in on him. Let's have a look at it closer.
Yeah, you have to zoom in on me. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the crest. That's Europa League winning. That's how it is. Well, listen, we'll talk a little bit more about Phoenix Rising's overall outlook, preview a little bit of a matchup on the upcoming weekend at the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. Well, listen, we're just trying to outgear you guys for the entire summer, right? Talked a little Shady Razor. Let's talk about Brandon Bills. Brandon Bills, they have the quality hats to last. You kind of see on the, was it right side of me? You have the U of A hat, which, I mean, listen, it's a high quality hat because it is Brandon Bills, but it's also U of A. And this is also awkward because Kev in the chat is, of course, on AZ Wildcat. What is this? What is it? No! What is this? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Brandon Bills, they have hats even for our friends over at U of A. Of course, Kev can attest to it with the wonderful hats that they have. Okay. They also have lovely ASU hats. They also have okay, so, oh my gosh, how many U of A Brandon Bills hats do we have in this office? Oh man, we got to find some of our ASU hats, but so many ones to choose from. Again, you want to talk about staying cool, talking about wearing the best gear with the nice moisture wicking sweatband. They are fantastic. They fit you and fit the absolute best, bar none. Everyone in the PHNX offices and studios, that's what we wear, exclusively Brandon Bills. Go to brandonbills.com and use promo code BBPHNX for 50% off your order. Again, brandonbills.com, promo code BBPHNX for 15% off your order. Okay, you gotta start throwing that. Also, trying to throw things at me, trying to make a sport out of it, go to Chicken and Pickle. You make a sport out of that because you can play pickleball, you can play life-size Battleship, you can watch the darts, you can watch
darts,
you can watch
stand up.
You can watch soccer. You can watch the beautiful game. You can watch all the sports. You can watch the NBA Finals, everything over at Chicken and Pickle. You play some pickleball while you're at it. It's a fantastic time. We have some pickleball tournaments coming down the pipeline, as well as some other events going on. Chicken and Pickle, again, over by Future Gold Cup, right? Matches around the corner, right across the street from Brand Redacted Stadium. But go check out chickenandpickle.com.
You really are going to be that
today
guy,
out in
Brand.
Glendale. It's a fantastic time. We're back. PHX Rising podcast. James Wilson. James, I like the Wilsons. I do. But when they put in the chat, bear down, I don't know about that. Kev, what's your thoughts on James Wilson in the chat?
That he's correct and you should bear down, Max.
No.
I thought you looked good in the hats, by the way.
I mean, listen, man, I haven't worn a U of A hat since I was a child. When I was in Tucson, when I did go to U of A games back in the day, but it has been a long
before the world tarnished you.
You were a U of A guy.
Yeah, when I grew up in Tucson,
you
sure.
You were a U of A guy, Max.
Yeah, and then I changed my mind and joined the Devils.
See, the problem with that, though, is I don't really have respect for you changing your mind like that.
Why?
I just don't. Your team is your team, Max.
That is... No, that's not how it works.
No, you said you wore your
this isn't international football where you were...
I don't care, man. It's not right.
My gosh. Oh, so wait, so let me get this straight. So then you changed where you grew up. You came...
No, I moved place, but like I didn't...
I moved place too!
That's not what we're talking about here.
That's somehow different than me.
Yeah, there's also a big difference between like, living in a place and having your allegiance and all of that,
That's crazy. Damn it. I'm not talking about Reno. I bring it up once in a while.
I'm not talking about you can't live here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how you were a U of A fan and then you decided to support their biggest rival instead.
Passionately.
I mean, do you see what I'm saying here, Kev?
It's
like you pick
gutless.
One. Yeah.
It's gutless, Max.
You pick one. Like
You were on the right side of history.
See, I won't go that far. But you got to pick a side.
I picked a side.
And then you switched sides.
No, I barely picked a side.
Max is like the...
Okay. I hate this. This is my nightmare. Let's
Max is the swing voter here. That's kind of the thing. He's just the guy in the middle. He's like, who do I want to go for this week?
He's lucky Damon's not producing this podcast.
He is lucky Damon's not producing this podcast.
Damon can't even hear what we're talking about.
Damon may even come over at some point.
No, we won't. Damon won't do nothing.
Oh, he would.
He's got a post game.
He won't.
You're lucky.
He's scared.
He still may come over. You
Scared.
call him scared, he's definitely going to come over at some point.
Chicken.
Damon, he's calling you scared.
No, I'm not. Let's. I hear. What's that? Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. We need to talk about Phoenix Rising. That's right. It's the PHNX Rising podcast, not the PHNX. Max's life story about how we switched to the better school.
To be fair,
podcast.
that's like half of what we talk about.
This is very true.
It's like you and things where you've gone wrong and.
Nice.
That was a bit extreme.
It was pretty good. Yeah, we were throwing darts at me earlier. Anyway, Amanda Wilson in the chat tonight. People love the darts. So,
go on.
Phoenix Rising.
I will turn this podcast around if
No,
you
you
two
will
do not
not.
get it together.
What does that look like? Is in you and the producer cam?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, PHNX Rising. Phoenix Rising. They're playing Charleston Battery. You know, it's I feel every time as club goes to Charleston. Can we reminisce for a second before we actually talk about the matchup? What a beautiful time. Simpler times. Championship winning times. Tattoo giving times. I should have bailed on my tattoo, but here it is. Do you remember those times?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop champagne in the pod.
I remember how we were standing outside the hotel.
Yeah.
And there was a thing about feet, and it's not your feet though.
What?
Because this was when the people in the chat wanted you to show feet.
The chat is disturbed.
The chat is disturbed.
The chat is disturbed. I do love the chat, and I love the people in the chat.
I thought you were about to say something about feet, Max.
No.
See, we're trying to get it back on topic, but we're not really, are we?
What a time. What a time. All right, let's actually talk about the matchup. Charleston Battery.
100%,
Seemingly
let's go.
so often, as we see with Charleston Battery, they're doing pretty well in the East, right? Currently second in the table, right? Going
They're
off
a good team.
pretty decent run of form. Usual suspects. What do they have to look out for this Charleston Battery team, right? They're well coached. They're well positioned. Playing, you know, when you go on the road to Charleston, as you can see firsthand there, it's a small but mighty stadium. You usually get the job done. What should we fear?
Do we need to start with the most obvious?
By the way, speaking of real obvious real quick, Damon in the chat, Max finally bought beers that night. Thank you.
He did buy a lot of
You're
beers,
darn
to be
right.
fair.
Thank
He
you.
bought
And he's going to buy a lot more.
He is going to buy a lot more. Max Simpson is buying beers.
Max
when
is
Phoenix
buying
Rising
beers.
win.
Max is buying beers. I'm here. I'm with the podcast now, boys.
100%.
Right? That's how you do it, right? That's
What
how
do
you
they
turn
have
this
to
thing
fear?
on, right?
What do they have to fear? Cal Jennings. How about the top goal scorer in the league?
Tough.
Tough. How about MD Myers, the fourth highest goal scorer in the league?
How about Jackson Conway with a mean elbow?
I mean,
No. On the real, it's
Torres, Rodriguez. Come on, man. This team is good. They are good.
I mean, they have guys. They got some guys who have been around this club, who Phoenix Rising, like Leland Archer, like they have played a lot against Phoenix Rising. They've, you know, well coached again. They have a lot of guys on this roster who have like carved out, like they are some of the league leaders within their roles, whether it's been with Charleston Battery or, you know, previously elsewhere. I don't know. That's the thing that's kind of scary about this team is there's not one guy who it's like that's where you have to give your attention to. They have a lot of different pieces all scattered throughout the pitch. It's not like they just have a good back line or they just have a solid number 9. They are very key positionally in a lot of different areas, and they have some depth too. That's
Third
a tough
highest
part.
passing accuracy in the league, most goals in the league, highest conversion rate in the league, second highest shots in the league. This team is good. They're in the top half for least number of goals conceded. They're good. They're very good.
They're good. I mean, listen, this is what
Ben Perman's getting the best out of this team.
He is. I mean, and he's always been a guy who he's able to elevate good players. But
Good
I think,
coach.
but also if you give him even a handful of guys, he also has traditionally been someone who you can get more than the sum of just your parts. But those parts are pretty darn good. So that's the scary thing for Phoenix Rising. And again, Rising now back-to-back weeks of you're facing a team, right, in the top 4 of their respective conference. This is where, again, you're going on the road. You know, this is now even further of a cross-country trip. Like, this is where that part of your season for all of the winning streak, for all the unbeaten streak that is still alive. right? Like this is where you got to prove it each and every week. I mean, I don't know. There are no easy matches for sure.
No.
Who do you want, from Phoenix Rising, right? You've seen a handful of players, right? Ihsan Sacko with a beautiful goal against FC Tulsa. Absolutely, the ball weighted in, by the way, absolutely perfectly weighted, from Hope. But it's like, I think some of that, that clinical finishing, especially in these matches where you're not going to get necessarily a ton of shots and not a lot of high quality chances, you got to make him count. He did. Do you look to see him have with the big foreigns?
Yes, you need your players in those kind of positions to step up, obviously, and be clinical when the chances come. I think the midfield needs to do a job here, right? When you're dealing with
Going Pat in the chat.
Going Man Pat does bring that one up, but the reality here is that when you're dealing with the team with the attacking threats that this squad has, you can't rely on your back line and your goalkeeper to keep you in it. Realistically, if you're going to limit the chances they're going to have, that's going to have to come as well with guys like JP Skeers, guys like Nobel Okello getting involved in that as well, if that's the way that this team chooses to go. The interesting thing to me is going to be when you're looking at, some of the other players there in terms of, is Emi Quayshaw in a better position to give you more minutes? Are you going to look to Emmers to maybe step up a little bit more and see what he can do? Is he ready to go for a little bit longer? It's kind of a big part of, I think, what's gonna happen in this game. We'll see.
100%. I mean, I think even furthering the midfield point is like, again, this team is stacked at all different levels, as the chat is saying, right? I mean, you have Cal Jennings up front. You have Aaron Malloy in the midfield. You have guys.
That's the thing. This is the first time we've mentioned Aaron Malloy.
I know. Isn't that crazy? That's
we'll
how
bring up
stacked
all
they
these
are.
other names. They are an insane team. The thing about it that's interesting is that so many of the teams in the East we thought were good teams that were getting better, and they've flopped.
Yeah.
Charleston is the real counterpoint to that. Now, Louisville, they do. Yes. Louisville does what Louisville does. That's no shock for anybody. But guys like Tampa Bay or Rhode Island, we thought were going to be better than they were. They have been so far. Charleston have been the team we've kind of expected them to be so far.
And listen, like the consistency over the years, like they've continued to build on it, have the core guys who they've had up for a lot of different ways, but then they've brought in guys. And that's the thing, especially going back to the midfield point. This Charleston team has playmakers and they have threats on all three levels of their squad. If Phoenix Rising is going to even have a chance within this match, they have to step up within the midfield, because any one of those levels can exploit you. If you're overcommitted and you push guys forward, you know that Charleston can absolutely hit on the counter and, kind of stifle that way. If Charleston is looking to push forward, if that midfield cannot clear the ball for Phoenix Rising, Charleston is going to keep pumping in chances. You heard the stats that Owen read, right? Filling in for Style like Reese. They have a lot of shots and they usually make them count. Now, the one key point that's going to be interesting, right? Curious to see how much it plays in. They did play today against Miami FC. They did lose on the road to Miami FC in a 1-0 loss. But right, little bit of a short rest for Charleston. Maybe that's something that Phoenix Rising can take advantage of. But again,
we're talking about Miami FC for a second.
Oh, yes.
What on earth is going on there?
We've been asking that question.
How are they okay now? Those guys were the laughingstock of the league forever.
Oh, I don't even want to say laughingstock, because I feel the laughingstock you kind of remember, like, or you actually are relevant. Miami FC, goodness, when did they like finish on like 8 points
they
last
were
year?
probably the worst team, I think, excluding the reserve
they were
teams that we've had in this league
They
before.
were horrible.
Probably the worst team this league has ever seen.
How many points did they finish on last year?
I don't know. It was probably comparable to Antigua Barracuda back in the day.
Generally felt like it was like 8. Someone fact check me, please. Yeah, it's nuts, man. It's they are somewhat respectable this time around.
I tell a lie. Antigua Barracuda finished the season with 26 losses. Well, why did I forget that one? That was 26 out of 26, by the way. That's the worst performance USL team's ever had.
Miami FC finished with 11 points. 11 points last year. That is, oh my gosh. The next closest in the East was 42 points. That is horrendous. But yeah, Miami FC, they're actually like mid. That's that is, Kev, can you remember last time that someone called mid and that's actually a compliment? That's an upgrade? You got anyone?
When Spurs won their last trophy.
That's why I don't ask.
You walked into that one, Max.
This is why I don't want to.
You walked
This is why
into
I try
that one,
not
Max
to.
Simpson.
This is why I
Max
not
Simpson,
try to
you
involve the
walked
producers.
into
They're
that.
bad
You walked
People.
into that. Don't be mean to the producer.
Go on, man, Pat. They got good when Messi started playing for them. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
100%.
All right, so right.
I mean, I'm surprised they're playing now. I thought they were in the Club World Cup.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be. We're gonna finish with the Club World Cup. What a.
No, we're not. We don't
what a
need to talk about the Club World
We
Cup.
love-
Wait, we will
don't
at the
need to
end
talk.
because I'll be in Atlanta during it, so I'll need some advice.
Oh, we don't go.
Wait, are you going?
Not for that, but I'll be there. I might go.
No, don't go. What's the game?
Yeah, I think it's the quarterfinal.
Oh, fair enough.
I think. Could be wrong.
I need to have a look who'd actually be in that. Then
I'd be there June. No one cares about my travel plans, but I'll be there June 27th through June, whatever the day before July
Let me have
1st.
a
If you're in
Who'd you
Atlanta,
go?
who'd up, Kev?
You'd be there through what day, sorry?
June 27th through July 1st.
It's great. It's great. Podcast.
It'd be a round
Yeah,
of
it
16 game. You get the winner of Group B against the runner-up from Group A. So probably then.
Who is that tracking?
At the moment, that would be Porto against PSG. That could be a good game.
Okay.
To be fair, like genuinely, that could be a good game. But if they're going to charge you $200, don't do it because that's just stupid money for a tournament like this.
It's not great. Anyway, going back to Phoenix Rising, right? Talking a couple players who could make an impact. I mean, right?
If you to get tickets for $10, I might as well go. So it's going to
I mean, honestly,
Fair play.
that
Like,
is- that
there's
is honest
a-
fair play. Right. So for Phoenix Rising, right? Yeah, Patrick Kovsky. You know he's gonna show out as he has been doing, right? Ihsan Sacko. Let's see if he can continue that goal scoring form. Who else? We're talking about the midfield. Is there anyone you like to see in midfield, particular?
No.
Chad, anyone in particular who you want to step up, who you want to see?
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the
that's what I
midfield?
said. That's what I said before.
You
right?
did.
Like,
It was.
you just want the guys who, in general, in the squad to step up. I mean, whoever's put in needs to play well.
Yeah.
I mentioned names earlier.
We did. That's fair. Damon in the chat. That's amazing. Well, I mean, anything else other than this game? Because we can go straight into score predictions.
Score predictions.
You
Let's
got a
go.
score prediction?
All right, you're going first.
Wow, I was trying to give you courtesy, but that's fine. Give me. Oh man, someone's got to be buzzkill on this pod, and usually it's Owen, but that's fine. It'll be me. I'm gonna go. Oh gosh, 2-1, Charleston Battery. The unbeaten streak. It ends.
3-1 Charleston.
I almost went 3-1.
I think the thing
I
about
almost
this
went
is that
3-1,
I think
yeah.
a full strength rising team on their current form could do some damage.
I think so.
But I think they're missing some players to
Dang.
injury. They've obviously got guys still gone for the Gold Cup. To me, while this team has a very good next man up mentality,
They do.
when you play against the top of the top in this league, you can't afford to have that level of of player missing. You can't afford to have that lack of depth that's going to create. That's what I think is going to catch up with them here. I think that if they had a full strength team rising at their disposal, they could well go over to Charleston and get a result. I think it's asking maybe just a little bit too much of them at the moment, given who's missing.
That's mighty fair. That's absolutely mighty fair. Kev, you got a score prediction for the people.
Wow. Give me. What was yours, Max?
2-1.
Okay. Give me 2-1 the other way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The streak's alive.
Yeah. We're streaking. We're streaking.
You're Undertaker right now.
We're in Charleston.
Pre Brock Lesnar.
We're in Charleston and we're streaking.
Well, phrasing. Yeah. Let's see. Go on, man, Pat. 2 interesting comments. I wouldn't mind seeing a 4-man midfield this weekend. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. I mean, at least you're looking to bolster the area with bodies where, again, they have been very much hit on the counter, very much overcommitted. Again, when it works well, it works wonderfully. It just doesn't always happen. So I would not mind seeing that. Curious to see what that would look like. And then, well, man, Pat, again, Charleston wins by 3, a weak rising team. And I think Charleston wants revenge for the cup and for losing tonight, again, to the aforementioned Miami FC. Albert in the chat, 2-0. Charleston Battery. Oh my gosh, the chat's just going in. James Wilson, I'm with 3-1 to Charleston on this one. They're not believing Phoenix Rising in the cross-country trip, even against a not as rested Charleston Battery team.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, won't we?
Man, I guess we will. Well, keep those score predictions coming in. We'll talk a little bit of Owen's travels and a little bit more soccer on the other side of our final break. Don't go anywhere. Hey man, you feel like betting? If you feel like betting, win some money. I mean, people are saying in the chat, hey, they're trying to bet on when is Max's next vacation. I mean, listen, I don't think Bet365 has those.
I tell you what they
odds.
do have. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. The Bet365 US Darts Masters.
Who's favored?
I don't know. Who do you think?
I don't know. You know darts. You're the dart expert. Well, listen.
I mean, we'll see, won't we?
While you're looking up the who's favorite in that competition, what you can do is you can get in on a promo for a jackpot up to $100,000 as our first play fortune through the NBA Finals. Super easy. All you gotta do, you must place a 3-leg same game parlay bet where every single one of the 3 legs wins. Those 3 legs are first player to score a basket, first player to get an assist, and who gets the first rebound. Again, it must hit all of those legs to be eligible. Again, download the Bet365 app, use promo code PHNX, and deposit $10 and place your 3-leg same game bet parlay for $1 minimum. Whatever
I'm
the
taking
moment.
Go-Win price, by the way.
Thank you. Whatever the moment, it's never order at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text NEXT STEP to 53342. In-app only. Terms and conditions apply. Opt-in required. Yeah. We love it. Yeah. We love a good winning bet. Also, we love winning at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Man, what a great place. I'm gonna throw a little rumor, a little teaser out there that we're gonna be doing
Max
some.
is buying beers.
Well, I mean,
at
that's what
Gila
people say.
River?
But also, we're gonna be doing some PHNX Cardinals events in the very near future.
And Max will be buying beers there.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll buy a beer or two.
Max is buying
clip it.
beers.
No.
confirmed. Max is
Clip
said he's
it.
buying beers. Let's go.
Yeah, Gila River Resorts Casinos. We frequent very much the Wild Horse Pass location. Of course, their upper deck kitchen bar. Just a fantastic place. We've hosted NFL drafts there. We hosted watch parties. Really, just a great environment. Many hosts have stayed there. Just a truly enjoyable time. Kev, you stayed there?
Oh yeah, I had a little staycation there. Went to the Ashula Prime Steakhouse. Top of the line food there.
Top tier.
Great espresso martini. Also, if you're feeling a little bit more affordable side of things, they have that too. Whatever you want to do, you do you at Gila River, right?
You're darn right. And visit playatgila.com for more details. Man, I love it. Love our partners. Love the people in the chat.
The excitement that talking about Gila River caused was crazy.
You know, it's my people. Just like my people in the chat, even though they say some nasty things about me, but that's okay. We love them nonetheless.
They mean it all, Max.
What? Why? Owen, you want to tell the people about your travels? Talking about your exploits.
Yeah, what, on a plane?
Gosh, no. Can you just like say something? Tell you traveled a lot. You were Mr. Vacations for multiple weeks.
Yeah, I went on a plane.
This guy said, what did you do after the plane, Owen?
I went on another plane.
What'd you do after that one, Owen?
I went on a train.
What'd you do after that, Owen?
I went on another train.
What did you do after that?
I went on another train.
What did you do in the middle of all that?
Got a pint at the train station.
How was the pint?
Decent pint.
Who did Wales lose to this time?
Well, we beat Liechtenstein and then we lost to
mighty Liechtenstein.
and then we lost to Belgium.
Okay, but Belgium actually is pretty.
We bear in mind we went
overrated, but
3-0
good.
down to Belgium away from home. We got it back to 3-3, and then we lost to a Kevin De Bruyne goal in the last 10 minutes.
So I heard you lost. I got you.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, we could be losing 4-0 to Switzerland, but like that's
This is true. Nice.
Yeah, I'm just
I see
saying.
what you did there. And you know what?
we didn't check that place out, James. It's miserable.
Who scored the equalizer for Wales? Can you remind me?
No,
Why?
because I'm not giving you that.
But it was Brennan Johnson. And who does he play for?
Kiefer and Sorba.
Who does he play? Brennan Johnson. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Got Ben Davies in there. Got Joe Rodon, former Spurs player. Oh, we love it.
Yeah, Liam Cullen's the one it's all about, apparently.
Oh,
Don't know where they got that from, but
I don't know.
separate thing.
I don't know about that.
Owen, the chat wants to know, William Scott Williamson, first class or coach?
So the key thing here is,
No free ads,
that I'm not paying to sit in the nice seats, but I have flown enough doing all the rising stuff the last couple of years that I do at least get to go in the business class lounges. And
So like the intermediate.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Good.
It's nice. You
That's
get
good.
those little perks. That's quite nice.
We
You
like
know,
that.
We drink a lot. It's
Do you,
free.
you drink a lot on the plane?
It's
What's your
free.
What's your drink of choice?
Drinking the beers on the plane. I feel like you don't want to. If you go the spirits on the plane, it's risky.
Why is that?
Well, you don't want to get. You're not going like out, are you? You're on a plane, like, and
Depends on
and,
the plane.
You know, I mean, Max,
Depends on
if
the
you want,
party.
we'll do some. Yeah, well, that's true, but like we could do some Restyle food reviews, but then we'd end up having to name brands of airline, and I don't think Max would
Appreciate
like that because
Good man.
because I'd be trashing with certain airline for their food because it was inedible. I wouldn't feed it to a dog. If you knew who I flew on to go back home for this one, you understand. They came around for breakfast. What do you think breakfast was on this plane?
I'm gonna go with like a biscuit and some jelly.
Fig bar.
Oh,
Yeah. You ever woken up in the morning off a long haul flight? You know what I want? Fig bar. No, that was a flight from LA.
Big Fig is sweating right now.
Yeah, I know. Max is like, oh man, I had a partnership deal set up with a whole line of fig bars.
I could have. I still can. But you didn't name anything. That's okay.
I will say though, Owen, real quick, Max, like the beers on a plane to me, like the carbonation and the
that's why I'm asking because that's a lot. That's
burpy.
a lot.
I get burpy, and I feel like the elevation would
It
mess my
enhances
stomach
Yeah,
burpy.
but
up.
you get burpy off the sodas on a plane then as well. So like, if you're
Yeah, but
having like
I'm not
but a
drinking
soda,
soda.
like
Mixed
one
drink.
mini brand redacted cola,
Thank you.
right, from a brand redacted brown liquor that
Thank
goes
you.
into that cola
Thank you.
is way less like air in my
You
body,
talk
for lack
about
of a better
mini
phrase.
as though like, okay, on my see, I'm absolutely like dumping on the food going over. On the plane coming back, the flight attendant's just going around like, what you having? Oh, I'll have the beers. She comes and just plops 2 cans on your
Love it.
tray table.
Love
I
it.
mean, you can't argue.
What's not to like?
Substantially better. The food was also a lot better on that plane as well.
Okay. So
It wasn't as miserable.
we're spending a lot of time on this plane. Which I mean, listen,
It's like a
I mean,
10-hour flight.
To be
man.
fair, it
Come
actually
on.
is a long time on this plane, both
It's miserable.
metaphorically, storytelling, and literally. Talk about the atmosphere. You're showing me some videos. You're talking about the train ride. You're talking about taking over the
Yeah, people
quarter.
got drunk.
How was that?
They got drunk.
Oh my gosh, this guy is just like pulling teeth. Talk to it. Like, what was like? What? Okay, let me rephrase it this way. If you have never been to a Wales away day,
Right.
set the scene for us. Like, what are we missing?
So, I need you to picture that you're on a metro.
Okay.
In a European city.
Okay.
And this metro train is going to the stadium.
Love it.
And you're there around the same time as all the Wales fans
Yes.
going to the stadium.
Yeah.
And so they are smacking the hell out of the sides of this thing as they're singing. Okay?
Yeah.
Singing the football songs.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and there's a guy just throwing up in the middle of the metro.
Oh.
Because he's been drinking since like 6 a.m. that morning.
As one does.
And that's how you set the scene.
Nice. Any songs you can share?
No, I'm not singing on the pod.
Can you even say the
No.
songs?
No. I'm not
Any
doing it.
lyrics?
Any lyrics?
No, I'm gonna leave it to Max.
I don't know the songs.
I'll expect you to, Max. You should learn these. Look them up. Do your research, man.
That's crazy. Okay. What? You said they took over little city square outside of a little
Mhm.
Irish bar.
Mhm.
Fun there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Belgium. Lots of beers in Belgium, you know?
Yeah, I hear that. Okay. Are you without describing the beer? You I mean, you Trumbull one, but we talked about this. You tell the people. You lager beer. You amber beer. Cider beer.
You're drinking ale, mate. Come on,
Little
if
ale.
you can. If you can.
Nice.
See, Gunham and Pat says they can't hold their alcohol.
Oh.
I will say here's the critical part to this, though. Again, they're drinking from, like, the crack of dawn that morning. They're on probably, like, in the 10 to 20 kind of beers range, some of them at that stage. And it's like one guy just chucking up in the middle. And everyone else around is just laughing at them because they can't handle their beer. It's great.
I'll show him a thing or two about a thing or two.
Max, you cannot handle
Oh,
your beer.
please.
Max Simpson, you cannot handle your beer. And you'll never
Max
convince me
Simpson,
otherwise.
Golden Boot winner, Golden Boot winner, small goal soccer league champions, and drinker of beers. That's what they call me.
And buyer of beers.
And
He's a big buyer of beers.
Well.
Max is buying beers.
well, if I'm buying beers, then I buy as many as I drink. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Then I got on a plane.
What's up?
Then I got on a plane.
Oh, this guy sucks, man. I hate this guy. I have to coast a pod with this guy. Okay, well, zoom out overall. Phoenix Rising. Last couple weeks that you've been gone.
Yeah.
Do we think that this last match, was it a sign of things to come? Do you think it was a blip on the radar? Do you think the overall winning streak was pretty legit? What do you think? Catch us up.
Ooh. I think there's an element of they had some bad luck early in the season and they had some good luck on the winning streak.
Okay.
I don't think there's necessarily... There are elements of it that have come together a bit more, and there's been like limited progress there. But I don't think overall this team has necessarily played to its results a lot of the season.
Okay.
I think they were better than their results were showing in the beginning of the year. But I don't think they necessarily were good enough that their results in the later period, when they were win, are truly reflective of the level that they were playing at over that time. I think it's somewhere in between on both accounts, right? So I think overall this team is pulling things together. They're pulling things in the right direction. A big part of it is confidence. That's huge, regardless. And so you can't really complain about the fact that they're getting these wins. This is going to help a lot. But it's I think just a kind of an interesting mixed bag of a season whereby this team definitely has, I think, a lot of upside to it. But we'll have to see, won't we? And the other thing about it is that they're still not as though you've got a full team available, and they won't have that for a couple of weeks still.
Yep.
So,
I mean, listen, this is the tough part of the season that we always knew was kind of going to happen. Now that you're in it, I mean, at least initially, I like how they're playing. I like the results that they're getting from it. And honestly, better than I think expectations were both for the stretch and for overall. And we'll be seeing, especially as you have guys coming in, especially as guys, get back from competition elsewhere, then they'll just have to maintain it. We're going to have to see. Speaking of competition elsewhere, Gold Cup.
Gold Cup.
What do you think about the Gold Cup?
Well, I'm going to be seeing some of the games this weekend.
There you are.
Over in Texas. So,
there you are.
I'm looking out for some rising players over in Texas.
You're a sicko, but we love it.
This coming weekend in the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Yeah, who are you seeing?
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Who are you seeing?
We're going to see a bit of Damian Rivera if he plays.
Okay.
May well not play, but we'll see. Hopefully he gets a few minutes. Guatemala against Panama. Jearl Margaritha will be taking on...
I hear that's pretty good.
Canada with his Curacao squad.
Big Canada.
The
big
Giants
game for
of
CONCACAF, some are
after
saying.
a 0-0 draw against El Salvador to open up proceedings in their group. What will they do from here? We'll see, won't we?
I guess we will. Do you put a lot of stock in Gold Cup? Players on the rise and all that stuff? Think it's legit?
Think it can be good.
Could it be a springboard, some might say?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Gold Cup, I mean, look, for guys in USL, can definitely put you, I think, on some radars. You have a very good Gold Cup and people take notice. A guy like Jearl Margaritha, who I think all of us, we're going to look at him and say, oh, he probably deserves to play at a better level than this league. Could well be a case where you're looking at a guy there who could make a name for himself and springboard himself onto something bigger.
So you're saying that you don't want him to do too well at the Gold Cup? So
I will say that I want what's best for the player.
Well, it's very noble of you.
No, we're not talking about Noble Acala. We're talking about Jearl Margaritha.
Blink twice if you don't want him to do well. I'm just kidding. We're just kidding. We're just horsing around. We're just horsing around him here.
Max
see, going man Pat. It is how we found Kev to make sure we're clear. Kev Lambert, not Kev, the producer behind the Brand Redacted Computer.
On the Mac.
Yeah, Gold Cup. It's gonna be interesting, right? I don't know. It's there's too much going on. You got Gold Cup. You got the Club World Cup. You have transfers going on. There's too much going on within the realm of everything.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep track of it all?
You just do, mate.
This guy's the Kev. What's going on with him?
He wants to go to sleep so bad.
He does.
Yeah, fair.
This guy's.
And he wants to go watch Gold Cup in Texas so bad.
Oh man,
he's a sick man. He's a sick
I
man.
am for the Gold Cup. I am. Yeah. Oh yeah, I am for the Gold Cup.
Oh my gosh.
No enthusiasm for the Club World Cup, but it's okay.
Or the club, Phoenix Rising.
Boys, Suriname, they're going to do a job on Mexico tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Suriname.
Honestly, I could see it.
Do you see how they came back in that fight back against Costa Rica the other day?
Mighty Costa Rica won today, 2-1.
Come on, they were 2-0 down. They fought back to be 3-2 up. They did lose 4-3.
Suriname, more like Suriname. Nice result.
Right, Max, that's enough. Cut the guy's mic. That was terrible. All right, this has been another PHNX Rising podcast.
That is not
time. Next week on Wednesday at the usual time, usual place. I'm Owain. You can follow me on Twitter at OJEvans18.
This is not
that's Max Simpson. Don't follow him on Twitter. He doesn't deserve to be followed on Twitter.
Nice man. Good man.
No, cut his mic. We don't need to hear from him.
You,
Kev, remind us what your Twitter is, by the way, mate.
Kevo Post, KEVOPOSTS.
Kevo Post. There you go.
What do you post?
And of course, you can. No, we don't want to hear what you have to say, Max. And of course, you can follow
This is a
none
mean-
other
this is a
than our
mean guy.
stat Lackey
He's a
Reese,
bad
who is
guy.
currently on vacation himself, by the way.
Wait, you didn't even tell me where to
at
follow
Reese
me.
11 _. Yeah,
Where's-
well, we don't
what's-
need to follow you, Max. 'cause you're
Max
just talking
David
nonsense.
Simpson. Max Davidson is my full name. Max David Simpson. You're looking at
Don't
me.
follow it. Don't follow it. Remember, it's a beautiful game, but it is way more beautiful. Okay, right, we're ending it here. It is a beautiful game. It is a beautiful
Max
game.
David Simpson.
It is a
Follow me on
beautiful
there.
game, but it
Oh,
is
thank you.
way more beautiful.
When Owen comes back from being missed
when
vacations,
Max
cut it.
Simpson
Cut it. No.
gets his mic
No!
muted.
We all silly like the mayor.